Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to a new episode for Grade 10, Unit 5, Computer Games. In this episode, we will learn grammar and language functions. We will learn all about the imperatives, forming questions, modal verbs, and language functions. We will start with the imperatives. What do you know about the imperatives? Imperatives are used to give commands or to make requests. They can also be used to give warnings, directions, and instructions. The question is, what are the uses of imperatives? We can use the imperatives to give orders. For example, come inside the house now. This is an order. Where is the imperative in this sentence? The word come is the imperative. How do I know that this word is an imperative word? Because it gives order. You can notice that this word is in the infinitive. In other words, it's tenseless. For example, stop right here. The word stop is also an imperative word because it gives an order. Stop. It is also in the infinitive. Another use for the imperative words is when we want to give instructions. For example, take one pill every 6 hours. Now, the word take is an imperative word because by using the verb take, I'm giving instructions. The word take here is also in the infinitive. Another example for using the imperatives is go straight, then take the first turn. Now, the word go and the word take are both in the infinitive. They are both imperatives. We can use imperatives also to give warnings. For example, when I say, don't walk here, the floor is wet. The word don't is giving a warning. The word don't is also in the infinitive. Don't smoke here, it's bad for your health. Or don't smoke, it's bad for your health. This is also an imperative, don't smoke, and we use it to give a warning. We can use the imperatives to give advice. For example, go and get some sleep. You look tired. The word go here is used to give an advice. Go is also an imperative. What are the uses of imperatives? We can also use imperatives in signs. For example, when I say stop, the stop sign, push and pull, give way. All signs are written in the imperative. Now, to check your understanding, how about filling in the gaps using the imperatives we have below? Don't, turn, give, go, and close. And you can notice they're all in the infinitive. 1 dash, left after the bookstore. 2, sit on the broken chair. 3 dash, ahead straight at the crossroads. 4, just dash me a minute, please. 5, please dash the door. Now, fill in the gaps using the correct imperative. The first one will be turn. You're right. Turn left after the bookstore. 2, don't. Don't sit on the broken chair. 3, go. Go ahead straight at the crossroads. 4, just give me a minute, please. 5, please close the door. If you got it right, well done. Now, let's play a game. The game is called Find the Imperative. Now, we have letters here on the crosswords. You can find imperatives here. Look for them. I'll give you some seconds. The first imperative is listen. And you can notice here that the imperative is in the infinitive. The second one is look for them. Stop. Stop is also an imperative. Another imperative. Don't. Don't is also an imperative used for warnings. 3, push. Push is an imperative. We usually see it in signs. 5, give. 6, go. Now, we took a look at the imperatives and we understood all about the imperatives. How about questions? Now, when it comes to forming questions, we always think about the WH words. What do you know about the WH words? Words like who, why, how, where, what, which, and when. Each WH word has a purpose for using. For example, if I want to ask about a person, I will use who. Who is your best friend? The answer will be Noura is my best friend. You see here, because I'm asking about a person, I used who. If I am asking about reasons, I will use the WH question why. Why did you major in finance? The answer will be because it has better job opportunities. Now, because I asked about reasons, I provided reasons in my answer because the question started with a why. So I will know that the person who's asking me wants some reasons. Which, when I ask about an option or a choice, I will use which. For example, which coffee should I try? B, the iced latte is great. So here, when I hear which or when I use which, I'm asking about an option or a choice. When we use it, when we ask about time. For example, when are you planning to join the gym? So I'm asking about a specific timing. B, which is the answer, I'm planning to join the gym this summer. So I have to mention a timing in the answer when the question starts with a when. When I want to ask about a thing, I will use what. For example, what is your favorite cuisine? And the answer will be Japanese cuisine is my favorite. Because the question starts with a what, I'm asking about a specific thing, and the answer should contain a thing. Where is about asking about a place. For example, where did you spend your vacation? In the answer, I should imply a place. I spent my vacation in Rome. So Rome is the place I'm asking about or someone asked me about. How is asking about a method or a procedure. For example, how do you stay fit? The answer will be I exercise daily. So I gave the person who's asking me a method or a procedure to stay fit. Now, form questions for the following statement. I am having a sandwich and juice for lunch. The first thing is look at the object in this sentence. A sandwich and a juice. What are they? Is it a place, a timing, a thing, an option? And then choose the correct WH question for it to form a question. And don't forget to take a look at the verb and the tense of this sentence before forming a question. I'll give you seconds. I am having a sandwich and juice for lunch. The question will be, what are you having for lunch? Now, a sandwich and juice are things. So I said, what? And the verb here is in the present continuous. I am having. So the question should be in the present continuous as well. So what are you having for lunch? I'm having a sandwich and juice for lunch. My dad taught me how to drive. So here I have to look at the thing I'm asking about. Am I asking about a person? Am I asking about a thing or a timing or a place? Here, I'm asking about a person. So I will use a WH question that asks about a person. My dad taught me how to drive. The question will be, who taught you how to drive? Who is for asking about a person. And don't forget to pay attention to the tense of the sentence. The sentence here is in the past simple. So the question should be in the past simple as well. Now, let's take a look at modal verbs. can, could, should, and would. Can is a modal verb that describes what someone is able to do. So, can expresses ability. For example, when I say, Reem can cook amazing dishes. In other words, Reem has the ability to cook amazing dishes. So, can here is to express ability. Remember that the verbs coming after modal verbs are always in the infinitive. Take a look at this verb here, cook. Cook is in the infinitive. If I want to use the word can in the negative form to describe what someone is unable to do, I will use the word can't. Majid can't cook amazing dishes. So can't here to express the absence of ability. Okay? So Majid can't cook amazing dishes. The verbs coming after modal verbs, even if they were in the negative form, are always in the infinitive. The next modal verb is could. A modal verb, could, describes what someone was able to do in the past. So for example, when I say, I could have done better, but I didn't study well. So this was my ability in the past. If I want to use could in the negative form, I will say couldn't. For example, I couldn't walk further. I was really tired. And as I said, the verb coming after a modal verb is always in the infinitive. For example, walk. I couldn't walk further. I was really tired. So here, I am expressing the absence of ability to walk at that time. The modal verb should is a modal verb that is used to give advice and make suggestions. For example, you should eat less carbs and exercise more. Should here is about giving advice. You should eat less carbs and exercise more. Take a look at the verb coming after should. It is also in the infinitive. If I want to use should to make suggestions or to give suggestions, for example, you should try Thai food. It's really delicious. This sentence, we use should in this sentence to give suggestions. And also, look at the verb coming after the modal verb should. It is in the infinitive. The modal verb would is used to offer something or to request something. If I want to use would to offer something, the sentence will go like, I would help you carry these bags. This is offering help, offering something. The verb coming after would is also in the infinitive. Help, I would help. If I want to use the modal verb would to request something, the sentence will go, would you please direct me to the bookstore? So I put the modal verb at the beginning of the sentence if I want to request something. And remember, the verb is always in the infinitive after the modal verbs. Now, if I asked you to rewrite the following sentences using the negative or the affirmative form, meaning if the sentence is negative, turn it into the affirmative form. And if the sentence is in the affirmative, turn it to the negative form. Let's start with this sentence. Students should bring a calculator to the exam. Where is the modal verb in this sentence? Should. Now, if I want to turn this sentence from the affirmative form to the negative form, how is it going to be? I'll give you a second. Students shouldn't bring a calculator to the exam. So shouldn't here is in the negative form. Faisal can't swim well. This sentence is in the negative form. If I want to turn it into the affirmative form, how am I going to do it? I'll give you seconds. Faisal can swim well. This is how you turn an affirmative sentence into a negative one and vice versa. Let's take a look at language functions. Now, in the language functions question, you have to imagine yourself in that situation. And then Write exactly what you're going to say in that situation, and your answer should be in a full grammatical sentence. Let's take an example. What would you say in the following situation? You called a local sports club to ask about the new offers. How are you going to answer? First, you have to imagine yourself in that situation and then say exactly what you're going to say and write it in a full grammatical sentence. Let's take a look at the answer. Hello, good evening. I'm calling you to ask about the summer offer for the ladies' sports club. So here, what did you do? You greeted and then you inquired. You asked about the offers and you greeted when you called. Another example, your friend is on a diet, but unfortunately, she's not losing any weight. What will you say in that situation? What are you going to tell her? Are you going to give her an opinion, advice, a suggestion? Imagine yourself in that situation and then answer. I'll give you a second. Think about it. Why don't you book an appointment with a nutrition doctor? He'll give you an effective program to lose weight. Here, I gave a suggestion. Why don't you book an appointment? Using words like why don't you, in my opinion, will tell the person what you're basically doing. Are you giving her an advice or a suggestion, or you're giving her an opinion? In this episode, we learned grammar and language functions. In the grammar, we learned all about the imperatives, questions, and modal verbs. In the language functions, we gave you tips to answer the questions and how to grade and give suggestions. That's it for today's episode. Thank you for watching and see you soon.